Listen to this track, bitch.
Hello everybody, welcome back to this episode of Etching Scripts 101. It's your host Whitney, and today I should probably give you guys a little bit of disclaimer, right? Okay, so I'm in a new area. I am no longer in the bum-hick town or rural country, right? Now you guys are going to be hearing a lot of things. These walls are very thin, so you might be hearing other people talking in the background, you might be hearing different television shows in the background, and you might be hearing cars passing by in the background because, you know, your girl doesn't really have the authentic mic and headphones yet. Keyword, yet. But today on this episode, I wanted to talk about the 7 things that we are going to keep from 2020 and the 7 things that we are going to dump from 2020. Now, first off, I do want to mention, like I said, I am in a new area. So if you're watching me on YouTube, quick little plug over here, check out my YouTube channel called Whitney's Script. It will show up on the screen, and also you will find it in the description box of whichever platform you're watching me from, right? So like if whatever Apple Podcast, you'll find it there. No problem. I make it easy for you so it can be easier on me as well. That's the goal. So like I was saying, you'll see that my background is different. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to set this up. Like I might keep this little setup by my makeup desk, but I don't know. I guess I'll just figure it out, right? Like one day at a time, we'll figure it out. But basically, I don't know how I want to start this off. First off, I'm doing well. How are you guys doing today? How's your life been going? There's been a lot of changes on my end. For one, there's been a lot of people who all of a sudden want to incorporate some animal-like instincts and just be climbing up walls and shit. Can't say it's for me. Can't say that's something that I would enjoy doing. But, you know, the other day I was just watching a whole bunch of, you know, collectives storm this area, and it's, you know, that's a change. That's something that I really witnessed. Well, I wasn't there, but I definitely witnessed. A lot of us witnessed, but we don't even have to give that energy. Let's just hope justice takes its course and actually charges the people who decided to utilize their animal-like instincts, right? Okay, moving forward. Let's talk about the world. Since we're just going to jump right into this segment, let's just jump right into this Newsday segment. Like, let's just talk about what's going on in the world today. Like, the fuck going on, right? So let's just talk about it. So we are on right now I'm filming this and it is January 9th. So it is Saturday. I'm filming this. We are on day 9 of 2021 and already some stuff has been going down. But that's okay. You know, like we don't want to get too deep into the drama or into the political ridiculousness, right? Like I love talking about politics, but there's just some things that I don't want to give my energy on. And that's definitely going to be talked about in the 7 list, but we're going to get into that just a little bit soon. Right now, let's just talk about the world, right? Let's get a little bit of this tea. One thing that I do want to talk about, which is hilarious to me, is these alleged accusations that we heard from a fucking TikToker. Like, why are we giving... Okay, let me first tell you what it is. Stuff that we heard from a TikToker saying that Mr. Easy over here is getting a little bit busy with a Jeffree Star. Now, I really don't care. Like, let them do their thing. But, like, what's just funny to me is that, like, I heard this from Amanda Seales and it was so accurate, it's not even funny. She mentioned this, like, she didn't say this about this topic, but she mentioned this a long time ago. And she mentioned this about Boosie giving his comment on the Wades and how they decided to raise their children. And this is what she said. I don't understand why we continue to give people value in areas where they've never shown value before. Something like that, right? Paraphrasing. And what she meant is like when people don't speak on certain topics, when they don't, you know, try to uplift other people, or not even that, but when they've never spoken on a topic before, like homosexuality, if they've never spoken on that before and they randomly decide to speak on it, why are we giving that person value? This random TikToker, it's TikTok. Why are we giving that person value on this? Well, given it's not that serious. So I can see how people are just like, oh shit. Like, but the thing is like, how would they know? How would they know? Why are you spreading? Like, you're literally, people need to realize at the end of the day that this these are people, and so don't just be saying shit at the side of your neck just to say it. If you got accurate evidence and proof and you can show us the receipts, bro, I will suck that shit up. Listen, I'm ready to see. But like, I don't know, I would feel some type of way if I was Kim more specifically, because I'm like, you don't know me, you don't know my family. Everybody in the world always says all these random shits about my family, but you know that would fuck some shit up in somebody's like immediate household. Why are you gonna say that? But neither here nor there. If it's true, that's funny as hell. If it's not true, that's fucked up as hell. Like, I would be pissed as hell. But regardless on that, let's talk about some other things that was going on in the world today. What else? Wait, hold on. I just gotta say this. I just think that is so, like, out of all the people to be messing with, why Jeffree Star? Regardless, anyways, so that's no tea. Don't come for me, but like, whatever. Let's just move on. What else has been going on in the world today? Let's talk about these motherfucking stimulus checks, right? Like, I was one of the people who got I was affected by the error from the IRS, and I personally think it's because they just wanted to send the shit out and be done with our asses, because everyone's been complaining about the stupid stimulus things that they've given us. Now listen, I saw this one post saying, like, someone just wrote this on Twitter, and they were like, America is not ghetto. Ghetto has style and some level of class. What is they called? They have swag, right? America is a trailer park. And I was like, you know what? That is so true. We gotta stop calling America ghetto, because a ghetto got some little bit of flavor in it. I don't even know if I want to say we, because I don't even want to associate myself with being an American. But here we are. You know, I'm in America, whatever. But I just feel like we just constantly have been proving to the world how ridiculous we are. Like, it is embarrassing, the shit that we're doing, okay? And I just want to say that, one, I'm glad that they caught the dude that was in Nancy Pelosi's office. I'm glad that they did that. Two, I hope continuing forward people mind their business. And three, we know that America ain't shit. We know that we had to pull teeth just to get the $1,200. Now, when that stupid ass $600, there's people who literally, the only people that really benefit from that is people who probably don't have a lot of bills and people who live in the South, because in the West Coast, $600 is not even rent. In the East Coast, not even rent. Fucking Mid-America probably help out a little bit on the rent. South, probably a little bit on the rent, because there's even some places that are just like, there's nowhere in the South, well, there's nowhere where I've witnessed that's like $400 a month unless you're sharing. And even that is just kind of like, now what with the rest of the things that I'm back order of? Like, we've been going through this thing for a while, so I don't understand why it's so hard just to get money, just to get assistance. But you know, this is the world that we live in, I guess. So now that I kind of got all of that out the way, I think I want to stop talking about the world, and I think I want to talk about something that's a little bit more thought-provoking, okay? Like, let's stop talking about these bum-ass, stupid-ass people that is out here with their stupid, like, if let's just move on forward. Let's just go into what we are scheduled to talk about today. And that is the 7 things that we're going to keep and 7 things that we are going to dump. Number 1, keep, right? One thing that we are going to keep is our dignity. Okay, listen, there's a lot of things that's been going on for this whole, well, not even this year, but last year, right? Like, I got to remember, like, hey, we're not even in 2020 anymore. Even though, like, 2020 was a shit year, it kind of went by fast, but at the same time, I don't know how to explain it. It was slow. I think it was slow because we were bored a lot of the times, and it was different, but it didn't feel as sluggish, I guess, as what you would have thought, right? Because, like, we went through the New Year's, Christmas, we went through all the holidays pretty quickly. So what I say is dignity, because not only have we become lazy, has our routine switched up because, you know, of things that we can't control, I want us to be able to not lose sight of who we are and who we were, you know, before everything went crazy, right? On the flip side on that, what we're gonna dump is Trump's bitch ass. See you later. We counted the votes enough times. Pull your big boy pants on, get over it, like suck it up, stop being a little bitch about things. The thing is that I could respect, no, I couldn't, but like the thing is like, take your shit like a man, take your losses like a man. Right now you're just looking ridiculous, you're looking sad, and all these people that are following you are literally, where everyone is looking at y'all like, well, you supported him and you deserve it. All the Trump supporters out there deserve to be looked at sideways, okay? Because of all the shit that he's been saying and doing and all the things that he is acting like right now. We are not surprised because we saw this bullshit from day one. Nobody is literally, well, okay, let me stop. I am a little bit shocked, but I'm shocked by the audacity. But even then, I shouldn't have been shocked by the audacity because we knew who this man was from day one. Anyways, what we're going to keep is our dignity. What we're going to dump is Trump. You can't be dignified by supporting that bitch ass. Just putting it out there. Moving on. 2, we're going to keep friends who showed up and out in 2020. Now, this is very important to me because everyone has something that they were dealing with. Let's just put it out there. Everyone in the whole entire world was dealing with the worldwide pandemic, the worldwide panoramic, the worldwide panoramic. Like, I love how people have been using different words for the pandemic, like the worldwide Polaroid. Like, I love that. It's so funny to me. But regardless, everybody has been dealing with that. Everybody has been, you know, trying to get acclimated to this new way of life. So just at the core, everybody's been dealing with life in general. But the fact that people have been reaching out to talk to you, reaching out to, or even me, like reaching out to like say, hey, you know, how are you doing? How's life right now? I know you're going through something hard. Like, how are you? Having a friend to sit there and say, hey, how are you? Is very important because you know that they're going through their own shit as well. And I did the same thing to my friends because I'm big on reciprocation. I love when I feel like I'm giving love to somebody and it's coming right back towards me. It just, like, because it doesn't make me feel like I'm wasting my time. I don't feel drained, for one. And also, it's just how, it's kind of sad to say, but it's just not expected anymore. Like, I don't expect people to reciprocate the type of love and the type of friendship that I would give to them. So to see that pushed back towards me, it's very heartwarming, I guess the word is that I'm looking for. So, and this is something that we've never been through before ever in our lives. So the thing about it is that I think it is very important to keep the friends who checked up on you constantly, even when you didn't respond to them and they still checked up on you. That's a real bitch right there. That's a real nigga. Like, that's, you got to keep that person. What we're gonna dump, we're gonna dump motherfucking heartbreaks. Aren't you tired of getting your shit broken? Like, aren't you tired of getting your heart broken by people who don't act right? Or just even like you had an expectation for this friend because they, you know, you were a certain type of friend to them. Like, okay, prime example, you checked up on them but they never checked up on you, right? And it kind of hurts your feelings a little bit. We're dumping that shit out of the way. We're cutting that off right now because we don't have time to be dealing with people like that, right? I don't have to constantly teach you how to be a good person. Like, why do I have to do that? Let's just throw them out the park. Why are we going to do that? Why are we are too old. I feel like by the time you're 16, you should know how to be a good person. You should have some foundation of being a good person. And when I say being a good person, it's just, you know, showing people that you care about them, being nice to them, being kind, the basic foundations, being generous. You don't even have to, I don't even know if you need to be generous, to be honest with you. What I'm saying is just, I don't know. Like, what I want to say basically, everybody has their own definition of being a good person. You know your familiar dynamics, you know your friendship dynamics. If you maintain that dynamic with that person, then I suppose, you know, based on your definition of being a good person, you are being a good person. So that's what we're going to keep and that's what we're going to dump from 2020. Now, what we're gonna keep, number 3 from 2020, is our money, okay? We gotta keep that shit no matter what. We gotta save everything that we have made no matter what, because if you learned anything from this year is that 1, the government is not gonna help your ass. 2, that shit can come and that shit can go just as quick as it came. Okay, it can literally leave in seconds, and then you just be sitting there like, oh man, I gotta pay my bills, but the government ain't helping me. I can't get a job right now because of X, Y, and Z. You know, all the things that we've basically been experiencing throughout life is what we've been experiencing in 2020, and what we have, you know, we have no assistance available, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now, what we're going to dump is pleasing others. Now, you're probably wondering, like, how does money and pleasing others kind of go hand in hand? Well, for one, in order for you to please others, what do you got to do, right? Some people please others by flexing, and that's buying ridiculous priced items like $1,000 for a fucking bag or $1,000 for shoes just to fill the part, right? Like, some people buy that just because they want to, and that's no problem. Like, do your thing. But my thing is, like, if you're doing it for the wrong reason, if you're spending money just to look good, just because you feel broke or because you're bored, you know how many times I went online shopping and I literally looked at that cart and was like, I don't need this. I really don't need this. And I just left it in the cart because I didn't want to waste my money, because I was literally unemployed for the majority of the part. Yeah, I was unemployed for a long time. No, it just felt like a long time. I was unemployed for like 6 months. So half the year last year, and I couldn't get a job no matter what. Like, master's degree does not matter apparently, because I don't even fucking know, but I couldn't get a job for, well, I guess I do know, but I couldn't get a job, and so I had to live off of my savings. What I look like buying a whole bunch of clothes from Shein just because it's cheap, just because I'm bored, right? And like, even then I wasn't going anywhere, but I just wanted to feel better. And even though that's not wrong, why am I going to waste my money? So that's why I'm saying to keep your money. And a lot of times when we're going out, we still want to look good. We want to look like shit ain't been affecting us. And that, in a sense, is putting on a facade, because why do you care about what other people think? I've stopped caring about what other people think a long time ago, because at the end of the day, people are going to have whatever opinion they're going to have. And I'm just not going to make it my life's mission to change your mind. Because if you don't know me, why are you making an opinion of me already? Get to know me and then make your opinion. But like, the thing is like, I'm not even gonna like try to change it unless it is like terrible, like you think that I'm like a horrible person and you're like in my family dynamic, then I would want to change that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, they're strangers. You're probably never going to see this person again. That's what I'm saying. So we're going to dump pleasing people. A lot of people on Instagram have been posting a lot of stuff because they've been going on trips because they were trying to feel better for themselves. That's not even an element of trying to, you could tell trying to please people, because you can tell the difference between people who are trying to flex and people who need a vacation. And we all need a vacation. So before we go on to our next item here on our keep or dump list, I completely forgot to mention that I asked a bunch of my friends, you know, what they wanted to keep and what they wanted to dump here in 2020. And I, you know, mentioned a couple things, they mentioned a couple things, but like, that's how I basically thought of this list, because I was just kind of like asking everybody, felt like, you know what, yeah, that's true, that's a good point, I agree, yada yada, etc., right? And so it made a very good point. So a lot of these things I hope you vibe with as well. I hope you choose to keep and or dump the certain things that is on this list. So let's just move on to the next one. Number 4, we're going to keep, this is a long one kind of, but we're going to keep appreciation, living for yourself, and a healthy mental health. I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, this whole year has been fucking with my mental health. But let me tell you, but God, like, I deadass have grown exponentially with my mental health, because this is the year, like, even before, how do I explain it? Like, when I first found out that I had problems with my anxiety, it was a tough year because I was learning how to manage it. But this year I knew how to manage it, and it was still out of whack, I guess I could say. I don't know what the proper word is. Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm not I don't, whatever. But like the thing is like, not only have I been constantly on my mental health, been trying to keep my mental health, up, been, praying a lot, talking to God about my mental health, and just basically being intentional with doing better things for me. It really has shot up not only my self-worth, not only my confidence, but there's a lot of things that I will and won't tolerate now because I got my back. Like, if nobody else has me, I got me, and I know that without a doubt. And when it comes to my mental health, I'm going to protect my mental health 1000% before everything else, because I don't want to go back to what I once was. And not only that, but I don't want to take all my hard work and just toss it away because why am I gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? I have a newfound appreciation for my self-worth here on this planet, for my self-worth continuing forward in life. Like, I know that I'm going to be successful, so I'm no longer letting anything get in the way of that success. Like, it's me first, and then it's everybody else. But I just want to make that clear. Like, family always comes first, but I'm no longer going to compromise myself for anybody else, because I stay, like, even when I felt like I wasn't doing that anymore, I found myself compromising my happiness a lot to make other people happy. And that, going back to what we said earlier, right, we're going to dump pleasing others, but living for yourself, this kind of, I don't know if I can say that these two go hand in hand, but what we're gonna dump here from 2020, well, not even from 2020, but just in general, is fucking police brutality. We ain't taking that shit no more. And if anybody has anything to say about the white privilege or the justice system, shut the fuck up, because just a couple days ago was the epitome of white privilege. Again, I'm not trying to get deep into that. I don't want to get deep into that, but the thing about it is, not only do I have a newfound appreciation for life in general, because I don't want to say my eyes were opened, because obviously my eyes were open to the bullshit that's been going on for life, but I think a lot of people's eyes have been open from this whole year, from the start of people literally, like, there's no excuse for what has been going on in the world that people have for why some people were killed, right? There's no excuse. If you're not actively in a crime and actively shooting a gun towards the police, there's no reason for you to be killed. Nothing. Why can't we go to sleep? Why can't we jog? Why can't we fucking buy something from a convenience store? That is why I'm saying, like, I have a newfound appreciation for life, because not only am I not going to tolerate shit anymore, I'm just going to be blunt as hell. I've found out, kind of like a side note from this, like an adjacent addendum, whatever you want to call it. I found out, like, I've gone through a breakup recently. I don't even know if it's recent anymore. It was like last summer. But ever since that breakup, I've been exponentially, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't even know if that's not even the right word that I'm looking for. But I've been incredibly, let's just put that, blunt to, like, everybody. And I think it's low-key funny, because after I do it, I'm like, okay, I guess I could have said that differently, but I just don't care anymore. Like, people will come up to me, like, and I'm just talking to them, or they do something stupid. Like, I don't say anything, but you definitely see it on my face. But, like, I just don't have the tolerance for bullshit anymore. Like, I think it's just coming of age, being an adult. Like, you've seen it so much that it's just like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, you know how them old heads sometimes just don't be caring about anything anymore? Like, they just be saying random ass shit. They just be farting in front of people. Like, I'm not saying, like, people who can't control it. I'm saying people who can control, their lives or anything like that. And a lot of old heads just don't care about anything anymore. Is because they've seen just about everything so many times. It's just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I obviously have a lot more years to go, hopefully, please God. But the thing about it is, it's just like, I've seen so much shit already. I just ain't got the time. Like, I just don't have the time. And I feel like we should no longer tolerate the dumbass justice system and the dumbass police brutality that's been going on. That's just what I'm saying. Next, we're going to keep the spirituality that we have gained from 2020. Now, for me, myself, and I have grown one with my spirituality. I know exactly what I am, exactly what I follow, and I have become closer to the God that I follow, right? And that's because I've had a lot of time on my hands, and that's because I don't want to say it's because I had nothing else to do. Like, I'm just trying to be real. Like, I think if I was continuously working and everything like that, it would have taken longer to have gotten to where I am. Because, and let me be real with you guys, because I have been trying to get closer to my spirituality, trying to figure out, like, what do I follow? What do I classify myself as for a while, like a couple years now. I want to say like maybe 2 or 3 years actually that I've been trying to figure it out. But because your mind is going so many other places, you just don't know. And sometimes you just don't have the time to section that out and figure it out, just to be honest. And that's also an issue on me because I could have prioritized things differently, but even throughout that journey, my spiritual journey, I have been growing. And so during this, a lot of time that I had that I was unemployed and I was just home all the time, I have grown. See, you guys hear that bullshit in the background? That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, let's wait for that to pass. That's annoying. I should just get a mic, huh? I should probably just get a mic. Anyways, got it. So what I was saying is that like throughout this time in this year that I was unemployed and I was just home and finding things to do, I have grown a lot more than I have grown in the last few years. And so for me, I've learned that I would kind of classify, well, this is kind of like what an oxymoron, that I'm classifying myself as non-denominational, but basically saying you're non-denominational is saying that you don't classify. But that's how I'm classified. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, that's me. That's me. And I personally am stuck on the validity of the Christian Bible. That could be a topic for a different day. But that is my thing, that I question the validity, but at the same time, I'm just like, who am I to sit here and be like, hey God, this isn't right, this is man-made, so I'm just not going to follow it. No, I'm going to continuously study and see where God leads me at the end of the day. And so that's what we're keeping. Basically, whatever your definition of in spirituality, whatever you've grown in, that's what we're keeping. And that's what I'm trying to say with this whole thing, right? Keep whatever growth you have obtained from this year. Now what we're going to dump are these dumbass excuses. We ain't taking no more excuses anymore. No, that's it. Is done. It is 2021. There is nothing. We just went through a lot of shit. There ain't nothing that can stop us from continuing forward, from growing, from doing anything that we want to do. Like, what are you gonna say? What is the only excuse you got? You know what? Let me not even say it like that. Let me not even say it like that, because this is not even an excuse. It's a valid reason. COVID is a 1000% valid reason, right? It's not an excuse, but we're not going to take advantage of that reason. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We have 2 more left, people, and I'm getting winded. My breath is literally like I just need to stop talking. I need some water. I don't even know what the deal is. I got another video to film after this. Like, I don't know. I haven't filmed in a while, so I don't know why I'm acting like this. Like I can't talk, but okay, moving on. Next thing that we're going to keep. Oh, and this kind of goes back to what I was talking about with spirituality. Another thing that we're going to keep are the major lessons that we've learned. I wrote down a couple lessons that I've learned, and this is we can talk about this later. We need to talk about it later. But for me, myself, and I have learned the true definition of companionship, what I require in different relationships, and I've made a lot of life changes for myself. So let's just delve into it. So companionship, right? Like what I talked about earlier, the definition of friendship and what I like my friends to be. I didn't say that right. Like how I like to be a friend to others is basically what I'm saying, and I like that reciprocated, right? That goes into relationships as well. I like it to be what I do for you. I like it to be reciprocated, but I just want to say that it's not going to be. I'm not keeping tabs. Like it's just like if I don't know how to basically explain it, because it's not like a level of keeping tabs, but I do want the love to be reciprocated. However, that is, shown to me, I would like it to be reciprocated. That's companionship. Authenticity, right? being real not only to myself but to others, and watching how real others are going to be with me. A lot of this thing kind of falls into the companionship thing, and also self-awareness. The major lesson is that I learned that a lot of people that you thought were authentic probably aren't. And a lot of things that I found out about myself, I have become aware of, right? So for example, for me, a couple things that I have learned about myself is what I like in a relationship. And I wrote it down. Let me find it. All right, so I said that already. Like, I love my love to be reciprocated. I also like, I like profound communication. And another thing that I've learned to do for myself is that from now on, I am going to be celibate, because I don't like that energy anymore. Like, I'm so tired of letting people into myself and sharing the love with somebody who is not willing to show the love back, right? Like, I'm so tired of giving my body to people who are just going to become another number. I cannot do that shit anymore. And it really bugs me. Like, when I envy people who are able to be as what's the word? Not fluid, but as, open with their bodies, so that way they can have one night stands, or they can have a fuck buddy and still be okay. They're still good. Like, they're still getting what they want. I can't do that. I need the intimacy, because it's difficult for me to even enjoy sex. So, like, if I'm going to enjoy it, I would like to be as intimate with the process as possible. So I'm just like, and everyone that I've been with, I've said that to them, like, hey, like, I like the intimacy. This is what I like. Let's get it done. But I don't even know. Like, I'm not gonna say that. But the thing is like, when that relationship ended, it really crushed me, because not only did I feel like I've given all of myself to them, I gave my body to them. And my body is a very important factor to me, because not only do I express my love to them with, communication, like how I talk to them. If I know that they have an insecurity, I try to uplift them, especially in that area, so that way, like, when I'm not around, they could hear that voice in the back of their heads, right? So, like, say my man thinks that, like, his head shape is weird or something like that. I don't fucking know. But, like, say, I don't know, you would catch me, like, randomly being like, oh, hey, beautiful, how are you? And I would rub his head or something like that. And I'd be like, you look beautiful today. Kiss him on the forehead. So, things like that, like, the minor things, that's what I would want to do. And so, like, that's how I try to show love. So that way, it's like, even if I'm no longer around, you no longer have that problem. That's my goal, to make sure that you no longer have certain insecurities, because I believe that everyone deserves the utmost happiness as much as possible until they do something to ruin that. And so, like, when I give my body to them, that's also me expressing how much I care about that person and how much I love them. It literally pains the fuck out of me when a relationship doesn't work that I've given my body to, because it takes it. Let's just say your girl's been through some shit, and it takes a while for her to be comfortable and to trust people. And so for it to end, and it end horribly, it's like a slap in the face. So me, nah, you gotta put a ring on this finger before you get anywhere with me. That's all I'm saying. That's just, it is what it is now, because you know what, the next person I'm gonna be with will be the last fucking person that I'm going to be with. And that's just that. I don't care if it's gonna be for years. I don't care if I'm gonna be not having sex for, I don't fucking know. Like, maybe I meet my man tomorrow. Like, I don't know. You never know. But wait, hold on, I'm not gonna be having sex with him tomorrow. So, and I'm not gonna get married tomorrow. But you know what I'm saying. So that's basically that, right? And the flip side on that is, we're gonna dump the pain that comes with when expectations aren't being fulfilled. I've already spoken on that, but we shouldn't have heavy expectations on people in general, right? But, like, I don't know, I think that there's just a level of expectation that you have for anybody. Like, your friends, if you're having, you have the minor expectation of your friends that they're not going to betray you, they're not going to sell you out and tell all your secrets. You have that expectation that they're going to be a friend to you, as the same as for relationships, companionship, your family members, etc. Like, you know what you can and cannot expect from people. And when people don't meet that expectation, it does, whether or not anybody wants to admit it, it does have a level of disappointment. And so that pain that I'm talking about, that disappointment, I want us to toss away, okay? Because we can't expect people to be anything other than themselves. That sounds very depressing, but like I'm meaning it in both sides, right? Like you can't expect Whitney to jump off a cliff into a lake because your girl afraid of heights. Like I'm not gonna do that, but you will catch me on roller coasters. You will catch me doing that. Like you can't expect me to dive headfirst into the ocean because I'm not a strong swimmer. Like you can't expect me, unless it's a life or death situation, but regardless, you can't expect me to do things that are not my everyday norm, right? And so sometimes on the flip side of that, sometimes I could be a fourth. You can't expect, but if I say I'm gonna do something, I always do it. So you can't expect me to show up at a party when I didn't say I was gonna come. Like that's just what I'm saying to you. Like you know how your friends are. If they don't meet that everyday expectation of who they are, you just gotta say, hey, I thought you were this person, guess you're not. Don't take it personally and just keep it moving. Because I know me, I've taken it personally. It really hurts, but it's just, it's just everyday life. Lastly, once this bus passes by and your girl gets I'm gonna get a new mic. Fuck it, I'm gonna get a new mic. Whatever, I got to. Sorry, y'all. Gotta do it because I know you're probably tired of hearing all that shit in the background. You're probably in your car right now, and you not only do you have traffic in your background, but you're hearing my traffic in the background. Please, I'll get a mic. Fuck it. But I said I've repeated myself a lot. Maybe technically we've only had like 3 keeps and dumps because the last one I put on here was putting ourselves first, and I've said that already. So what we're going to dump, right? The last thing that we're going to dump is silence. Start speaking up. If you're an ally, your silence is betrayal, okay? If you're letting people cross over you, that is betrayal to yourself. Stop being silent when you see that things are wrong. Stop being silent when people are I'm tripping over my words. Stop being silent when people are treating you wrong. I have stopped being silent with that shit because it pisses me off, and guess who's the only one hurt by it? The other people don't know because I haven't said anything about it. Maybe they do know, but they don't care. Why? Because I haven't said anything about it. Me, nobody's gonna cross me again. Nobody's gonna do anything wrong to me again. Unless, and without me saying anything about it. And that's just that on that. That's just what I'm saying. I'm coming into this world on a new leaf with a newfound respect for myself, with a new level that I demand. I hope that doesn't make me sound like I don't fucking care. Listen, I don't give a damn. Listen, we are on different levels here. We've all been through some shit. We're all fucking caterpillars going through the damn cocoon, and we come out like a motherfucking butterfly, bitch. I am not the same person that you knew me last year. I'm a newfound bitch, and I'm a newfound queen in this motherfucker, and I am not taking no shit. That goes for the same for you as well. Whatever kings and queens that are out there, you ain't taking no damn shit no more. You are a newfound person. Set that boundary. What am I trying to say? Be the royalty that you deserve. All right, guys, that's all that I got for you today. So just to recap on this episode, we talked about what was going on in the world, right? That's what we did. We also talked about, the 7 things that we're going to, give or take. We were talking about the 7 things that we are going to keep and dump from 2020. At the end of the day, guys, I hope that I've inspired you to just start a conversation, to think about the path that you're going on at the moment, and to just move forward, and also to not, I think the main thing that I want you to bring about from this episode is to no longer be silent. Speak up, speak out, demand respect. Not even demand respect, but just walk in a way to where respect is automatically given. And that's my goal for every day. I'm just me, for example, I feel like because of my stature and because of my young face, I automatically look young. I don't look 24 years old at all. And so a couple ways that I'm trying to show that I am an adult is that I'm paying attention more to my physical appearance, because not only do I want to, I want to work on my body, I just want to because it makes me feel good, and I love going to the gym, but it's just I want to start getting my nails done more, because it just makes me feel more like a woman, and I feel like people are not going to see me as a teenager anymore because your girl ain't 16, I'm 24. But regardless, like, I just want to give the aura of, yeah, that's a bad bitch. And so, like, I've been beating my face more, like, and I've not only like on the physical appearance, but I've also been reading a lot more and building like my growth and my learning. And I'm going off on a tangent. I'm going off on a hella tangent. But basically, I'm trying to increase my worth in myself, like trying to see that I am worth more than what people have labeled me as. Boom. And I need you to do the same, guys. So maybe I have helped you out in any way possible. Don't forget, all of my social medias will pop up on the screen. They are also in the description box on whatever platform that you're listening to or watching me from. Okay, guys, thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget, I have a YouTube channel where you can watch me called Whitney Script, and also I have an Instagram, both Etching Scripts 101 and also Whitney's_script. I hope to see you guys there. Connect with me more, and also if you need advice on anything, don't forget to hit up my email called writersoneworld@gmail.com. If you're coming from the podcast, don't forget to put in your subject title ES101 so I can shout you out specifically, and then you can, you know, name your subject title whatever you want. Just make sure like the first thing is ES101 so I can know that you're coming from the podcast. Thank you guys for joining me today. I said that already, but I really genuinely enjoy doing this. So hopefully I've helped you guys out in any way possible. And I'll see you next time.